Val, I just got a text from my sister on WhatsApp en español, and I have no idea what it says.
Really? What did she say?
It says, ¿Qué haces? TMB vienes hoy? Avísame XFA?
Those are abbreviations in Spanish. And don't worry, because this is exactly what we're decoding today. Amigos, by the end of today's episode, you'll be able to learn these abbreviations and understand how native speakers actually text in Spanish. Vamos!
Welcome to Spanglish Friends, the podcast for true beginner Spanish learners.
Hola amigos, I'm Val, your experienced Spanish teacher and co-host from Venezuela.
And I'm Em, your Australian co-host who's been learning Spanish for 10 years.
We'll help you get confident listening and speaking beginner Spanish with content you can actually use in real-life conversations.
Subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts and follow us on socials at Spanglish_friends. Let's get started.
Comencemos. Amigos, welcome back to another episode where you can learn practical Spanish. And if you're new here, bienvenido. This is episode 70. Episodio 70.
And we're decoding text messages en español so you can actually understand what native people are saying to you when they text you.
Exactly, because texting in Spanish, it's a completely different world. Basically, it's fast, it's casual, and sometimes looks nothing like the concepts and the Spanish we learn in textbooks.
Spanish is just like English. We have text abbreviations too, like OMG, LOL, BRB, IDK, I don't know. Spanish has its own set of abbreviations too.
We can't possibly cover every single abbreviation that exists in Spanish because our language is constantly evolving. But we're going to try our best and cover the most common ones you might see and the ones you can actually use in a real conversation.
Yes. So the three things we're hoping you take away from today are how to decode the most common WhatsApp or text messages you might receive in Espanol, essential things you need to know when texting Spanish natives, because there's a few customs there, and then conversation questions when texting, how to naturally reply to these questions so you can keep a conversation going via text message.
Before starting, let's go back to the message Em said in our intro. And based on this, we are going to decode everything we need today. So, amiga, let's read again your message. ¿Estás lista para leer el mensaje?
Sí, por supuesto, Profe Val. Comencemos. Ay, es mi hermana. Ella dice, ¿qué haces? TMB, vienes hoy? Avísame XFA. What does all of this mean?
All right, amigos, we are going to break down the basics of texting in Spanish, starting with the first thing Em's sister said, which was, ¿qué haces? And probably this is the most common abbreviation that we use when texting.
The letter Q and then the word haces. Q means ¿qué? So ¿qué haces? Is what are you doing right now? Very easy to text your friends and be like, hey, what are you up to? ¿Qué haces? They might also say ¿qué haces ahora? ¿Qué haces ahora? What are you doing right now?
Exactly. And then she added, after this question, TMB. TMB is the shortened word for también. And también means also or too. So she said, TMB vienes hoy? This means, are you coming today too? Vienes comes from venir, which means to come.
Yes. And at the end of her text message, she said, avísame, let me know, XFA. XFA. This is a weird abbreviation which means por favor. Por favor. And the reason why it's por favor is por is like times in Spanish. So it's like por favor XFA. Let me know, please.
Now let's dive into further abbreviations we also use when texting.
Yes. You might see the abbreviation. And again, we love using the X here. We know that can mean por in Spanish, like the multiplication sign. So we have XQ. XQ means por qué, or PQ can mean por qué. You'll see this in texts like XQ no vienes. ¿Por qué no vienes? Why are you not coming?
Another one is DND. DND means ¿dónde? Is the shortened word for ¿dónde? You could see it in questions like ¿dónde estás? Meaning ¿dónde estás? Where are you?
So it's not do not disturb in Spanish. It's donde. Where? And another abbreviation is a lovely one. Te quiero mucho. TQM, which is I love you a lot. You could send this to your mom, your dad, a cousin, a relative who speaks Spanish. TQM, te quiero mucho, to finish a text conversation. I love you a lot.
Oh, it's super lovely. And finally, we also have NTP. NTP, M uses this a lot. For example, when I'm running late to our Spanish lessons, this means no te preocupes, meaning don't worry. NTP, no te preocupes.
NTP is a great abbreviation.
Another useful thing we want to teach you is what you can expect when texting with someone from a Spanish-speaking country.
Yes. And this is just from Val and I's experience as well. It's different all over the Spanish-speaking world, but often people will send stickers, particularly amongst the younger generation. It's their way of communicating. Lots of people also send directly voicemails as well, rather than texting. So be prepared. You might receive a 5-minute voice note podcast to unpack.
Exactly. And another thing is you make plans, and if for any reason the person can't attend, might not say directly to you, no, I can't go. No. Normally in Latin America, people don't say no directly to you. They don't say, no, I can't go.
No, they just might postpone it over and over again. So you might say, ¿vienes hoy? Are you coming today? And they can't. And instead of saying, no puedo ir a tu casa, like, no, I can't come to your house, they might say, no, es que estoy muy ocupado, muy ocupada. It's not likely that someone's directly just going to outright say, no, I can't make this plan, particularly in the Latin American world.
Yeah, you might hear, aún no termino mi trabajo. I'm not finishing my work yet. Things like that.
Now let's imagine that I'm asking my sister about her day on text message, Profe Val.
And this is the part where we want to teach you how to keep the conversation flowing, how to ask questions back. So M could ask her sister, ¿Cómo estás? How are you? ¿Cómo estás? Another one is ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal is very casual and informal, which means what's up? ¿Qué tal? And another one could be ¿Cómo va tu día? How is your day going? ¿Cómo va tu día? Her sister could reply with todo muy bien, which means all good. Or estoy muy bien, I'm good. Estoy genial, I'm great. Or todo genial, everything great. Another one, which is also very common, is todo tranqui. Tranqui comes from tranquilo or tranquila, which means all chill. Todo tranqui, and we shortened it.
Very nice. I know a common one as well in places like Venezuela or Colombia. It's like todo chévere, which is like, yeah, everything's cool. Everything's fine. Todo chévere.
And in Chile, you could also hear bacán, como estoy bacán or todo bacán. All good. Another common way to say that you are doing well.
Nice. Remember, what are you doing? ¿Qué haces? ¿Qué haces? Literally. She could say like, estoy en casa. I'm at home. Estoy trabajando. I'm working. Estoy trabajando desde casa. I'm working from home. Let me know her plans.
And to ask back, remember, amigos, you can always say ¿y tú?, which means and you. ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo estás? And you, how are you? ¿Y tú? ¿Cómo va tu día? How is your day going? And then you can keep the conversation flowing. That's the idea.
The TMB, vienes hoy. Are you also coming today? If you get something like this, you could keep the conversation flowing with sí, voy luego. Yes, I'm going later. Or no puedo hoy. No, I can't today if you want to be direct. Or you could even do NTP, voy luego. No te preocupes, voy luego. Don't worry, I'm going to go later. Lots of different expressions there to take your beginner Spanish to that next level. Yay!
And now it's time for our reto de la semana, our challenge. This is the moment when we want you to put everything you've learned into practice. Head to the comments, amigos, and tell us what was your favorite shortened word you learned today. One of the abbreviations you learned today. Leave your answers in the comments and we'll check them.
We can't wait to hear how you go texting your friends and family in Espanol. Speaking of awesome things to do in Espanol, it's doing our Spanglish friend shout out of the week. And this friend shout out goes to Meds, who commented on episode 65 on Instagram. We do mini videos every week teaching you little snippets of contents. And they said these videos are excellent. Thank you so much, Meds.
Muchísimas gracias y bienvenido a la comunidad. Welcome to the Spanglish Friends community. And spoiler alert, before we finish, next week is going to be awesome, very special, because we are having a very special guest join us for the first time.
Yes, another guest host. And this is going to be Anthony from the Chill Spanish podcast. And we're going to be talking about how do you make plans with family or friends in Espanol.
Super exciting. Looking forward to this episode. Muchísimas gracias, amigos. Thank you for listening to us today. And we're going to see you next week. Nos vemos.
Ciao.
Thanks for listening to Spanglish Friends. We are both so proud of the time you're investing to level up your Spanish skills.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, follow us, leave a rating, or tell a friend about the show. It helps our awesome community grow.
Join fellow beginner Spanish learners by following us on Instagram and TikTok at Spanglish_friends.
Congratulations on taking another step in your Spanish learning journey.
Hasta la próxima, amigos.